Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for Mailbag.
Mail time.
But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and the listeners what they should do.
Could you pretty please leave a like and subscribe to the channel?
Subscribe.
Leave
Sure.
a comment down below your feedback on the show. Thoughts, questions, comments, queries, all that jazz. Welcome down in the comments below.
Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one. We've had a great week on the channel. We started off by What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next, Smashing Machine and Him. Then on Wednesday we did Lawrence of Arabia.
Lawrence.
That was movie number 7 on the AFI Top 100 list. And then we have movie news where we previewed Tron Ares. We talked about all the things that are going on in the latest in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And then today is Mailbag. So, yeah, great week on the channel. Highlights for you?
Yeah, no, it was good. Lawrence Arabia. No,
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Okay, Hannah, let's get on to Mailbag. Thank you to everyone for writing in with some great questions this month. The first couple of questions actually about our countdown show, The Countdown, when we did 75 to 51. What placement of the 75 to 51 segment were you surprised on?
Surprised on like where we put it?
Well, we're not really surprised because we did the list.
Yeah, we did list. I think the other one I'm like, I just realized we put like Ponyo, then it was Revenge of the Sith, then it was Almost Famous. Like it's stuff like that. I'm like, wow, imagine
we did it.
Movies in order.
I don't know if we talked about this when we did the countdown, but how we did it was a real. We didn't go from like 100 to 1. It was really.
We nutted down.
We like picked a movie. And we say, okay, that's got to be our number. That's got to be in the top 10. And then you'd say another movie and say, well, where do we think that is? And we say, oh, okay, that's a top 30 movie.
Yeah, you would just kind of like, you put one in a spot and then you just work around it. And we could just move around at times. Because we can still like, even now, when we do the next couple, if we like, maybe that should be. Because we originally had Guillermo del Toro, we originally had Pan's Labyrinth, but you know, more just for, you know, a lot of people love that film, but we swapped it out for Hellboy.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest surprise.
We've seen it and we both enjoy it, and I think it still holds up.
Well, this is a good question because off the back of that, how do you balance including crowd favorites versus hidden gems?
Like Hellboy.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's mainly movies we like. I think we have put crowd favorites, like we put Harry Potter on that list. I've never put Harry Potter on my personal list. And then Lord of the Rings as well. Even though we do think it's a very good film.
Yeah.
We didn't put like like there is no spoilers, but there is films that may be in a series double up.
Yeah.
And we didn't do that with Lord of the Rings.
That is true.
Or maybe I think we did maybe, but we didn't do it as often as
No, I don't think we did for Lord of the Rings.
It's something where you
we didn't know for Harry Potter either.
I do feel like at least when you get to the last like 20, it is just purely us. I don't think there is any thought of the people.
I think with the list is we had a look at it and we go, okay, well, the biggest franchises of this quarter century so far is Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. And so we said, well, we need a representation.
And Marvel.
But we have multiple Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And we have multiple DC movies.
And like Star Wars in the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have multiple Star Wars. But we say, do we? Oh, we do have.
We only have Revenge of the Sith on our list.
Oh, we don't have any others.
No, we do not.
Well, there you go. So of those things, we just said, okay, we need to have one representation. What's our favourite one of all these movies? And that's why we picked those movies. So that's pretty much
our favourite.
How we like, sort of.
I'd say favourite, but also just like they're important. Like those are the important ones.
But
it's mainly just influenced by what we enjoy rather than so public opinion.
Yeah. There is some movies on this list that no one would have on their list. But we like watching the movie, like I think 6 see.
Like, we put Hellboy
Well, we haven't. Like, another thing is, I've tried to stay away from the New York Times list.
list. I think I've seen it.
I've tried to stay away from it. So after we finish the show,
You're gonna go.
We'll go through some lists and stuff like that. But I don't think many people would have put Hellboy. I don't think many people would have put Memories of a Murder as well.
I don't think anyone would put Revenge of the Sith either.
No, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Of the films that you've reviewed recently, which one of those would you recommend to a listener or a viewer that is something offbeat?
Offbeat. Interesting.
I would say the most offbeat movie and not many people have seen is Caught Stealing. I think that is a really good movie and not many people have seen that movie. So I would say Caught Stealing is probably,
Stealing.
and that is offbeat.
Offbeat. That is offbeat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Life of Chuck was pretty offbeat. No one saw that either.
Yeah.
Like, that is like in the vein of like a Walter.
But it is
Mitty and stuff.
it is a TIFF winner. So
Yeah, but
TIFF winner.
TIFF winner. But does everyone go and see the TIFF winner? We were
No.
alone in that theater.
That's true.
I'm gonna be honest.
I would say Caught Stealing is more offbeat than
I'd
Life
say
of
Caught
Chuck.
Stealing because no one. It didn't get
Yeah,
buzz.
didn't get any buzz.
Despite the fact it's
got
got
Zoe
it's got
Kravitz.
a name. It's got
Austin
it's got
Butler.
actors in it. It's
Darren
got
Aronofsky.
Yeah, it's an actual film and that no one actually.
Of a streaming movie that is offbeat and is just wild, I would say there's a movie on Amazon Prime. It's called Locked, and it stars Skarsgård, the younger.
Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård and Anthony Hopkins, where someone tries to steal.
It's a remake of a foreign film. I believe.
Yeah, someone's car, and they get locked in and they're not allowed out for like a week.
And it's about justice.
And then it's about Crime and Punishment.
But if you want something that's off,
That movie is off the beaten track, and that is weird as that movie is weird as.
yeah, I think if you want off the beat romance wise, Paris, Texas. I have like, please, if you need something that's completely.
Why do I call that Wrong Texas all the time?
Yeah, it's
Wrong Paris all the time.
what's it called? It is called the wrong. It's called the Wrong Paris.
Wrong Paris. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I call it.
Yeah, the Wrong Paris,
Yeah.
and it's very off the beat. Like romance wise, it follows a lot of the things that you expect. But Netflix, that's probably the best work they've done trying to get the Hallmark thing off the ground. This is their best work of it. It's pretty hilarious. And if you love iCarly, Miranda Cosgrove, she's adorable.
Yep. The next question is: do you ever watch a new release with expectations shaped by your past reviews, and does that bias your judgment? Great example of this is Tron Ares. You saw that this week, and so that'll be on What's Next
Yeah, I won't give too much away of what our thoughts.
on Tuesday. We won't give too much of thoughts, but like the other ones.
Yeah, we rewatched them
Yeah.
recently just to, because on memory, Tron seems really good, but you go back to them and you realize
Poorly acted,
they're
poorly
not-
written.
They're not great. I mean, they
Both of them.
They look great. Well, not the first one, but they have a great
Oh,
premise.
I actually do like the look of the first one. I don't know
They
why.
have a
I just
real
really
great
like it.
premise.
Yeah.
They have a great look, great sound.
I keep making them.
The acting and the writing is horrendous, always, and you don't realize that. And so going into this one, you kind of set expectations low almost.
Oh,
But for personally, other movies,
well, I think what we were saying the other day where
Yeah.
the bias comes in when you're in moods.
definitely.
Like when you're in a good mood, I think it doesn't really matter what you watch. You know, you give it a good rating, and when
I
you're in a bad
think-
mood, you can give it a bad. Like I think sometimes it's mood dependent.
I reflect on more movies of that same vein or genre, like movies that I like it. Like I would put superhero movies against other superhero movies, and
Yeah.
where I would put it on the ladder scale. Like
So natural.
If say the Dark Knight, like Nolan's Dark Knight, is like a 5-star, like perfect example of a superhero movie, which it is not. It's not. It's like we're gonna put it on that Richter scale.
Yeah.
More so, that's how I perceive when I'm like putting where I'd put a movie. Or sometimes, yes, I will just be like, "No, I had a good time," and then I'll reflect later and be like, "Okay, I had a good time, but on reflection, maybe that wasn't as good as I thought."
Yeah.
You know.
Thanks for your question. When we had a lot of questions when it comes to AFI. So here's the next couple of all about AFI.
Yeah.
When reviewing a classic film, example Star Wars, which you had recently on the list, do you feel pressure to defend it more strongly because of its status?
No. I have no pressure.
Uh,
I have no pressure because it's great.
No.
In its vein, like I don't have a pressure. Like I know we're in this top 10 probably. But seeing like movies like Schindler's List for the first time and being like, oh no, that's one of the greatest movies of all time. Like that was a great moment for me to realize that.
I don't think it's pressure, but I will say when you have when you have a take that the movie's not as good as everyone makes out, you really you have a second look. One for that is Vertigo.
Vertigo is a real tough one.
Because Vertigo looks great and you can see why people like it the way it looks, but there's some just terrible acting in it. The story's got so many holes in it.
And personally, with Alfred Hitchcock movies, we like other ones
Psycho.
better.
Psycho, Rear Window, they're our favourites.
You have
Men Need Too Much,
that the man's done.
To Catch a Thief, like they're our favourite Hitchcocks.
My favourite's Rear Window, which is on the earlier in the list, and I love that movie so much. But.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, like you sometimes
I don't feel
sometimes you second your judgment a little bit. You go just double check, but then you really go with your gut because there's like when you're doing reviews, it is all gut feel. I think like
did you like it? No.
Yeah, like well, when we walked out of one battle after another, we both said that movie's great, and then a lot of people really liked it. And then you go, well, okay, let's go watch it again just to make sure that we're just not following, being sheep.
You mean sheeple.
But when we saw it, we hadn't heard any reviews. The only review that we heard was Steven Spielberg saying it's the greatest movie ever.
That's because...
Yes. So we try. Okay, so just to give you a bit of insight, when we're doing our reviews, we try with what's next. We only try and do the newest releases in Australian cinema. And we do pop off on some other movies. Sometimes it's like a makeup episode, or we just do a glance and watch or miss. But when we're watching a movie, we try not to listen to any reviews before we watch it, and we try not to listen to any reviews before we record. And then afterwards, we'll listen to reviews and watch people's opinions on it because we just want to try and give what we feel about the movie. We don't want to be influenced, and we don't want to copy someone's take.
Yeah.
So
this is our raw reaction.
Yeah. So
that you can be like, okay, that person, because sometimes we are completely different to everyone else.
Yeah. Sometimes we have. We'll watch a movie and we'll wait a couple of days before we film what's next as well. Other times we feel like we'll watch it and then we'll film what's next straight away. But a great example of this is Big Bold Beautiful Journey, right? Hannah didn't like it, okay? But I loved it. And I've seen it twice. And a lot of people haven't liked it as well. They didn't like the story, they didn't like the acting, they didn't like the chemistry, all that stuff like that.
I didn't even read those reviews before.
Yeah.
I just instantly didn't like it.
After doing the episode and before seeing it for the second time, I've read all these reviews and God, maybe I got this wrong. And then I watched it again and I was like, no, I didn't get it wrong. I'm happy with my review. So they're little things that you can think of. Okay, back to AFI. Have your perceptions of any of the films changed after you revisited them?
For me, I didn't revisit a lot of them.
That's true.
I've seen none of them.
With Star Wars, you revisited?
I mean, yeah, but none of that changes. Like movies like Star Wars or Sound of Music, these are movies I've seen quite frequently.
Yep.
Like I've watched them many times. So for me, nothing really changes.
Yep.
Opinion-wise.
I will say about Sound of Music, I actually...
You liked it more than you...
Yeah. I remember as a kid, it was one of my favorite movies to watch with the family and stuff. And then I hadn't watched it for years, and then rewatching it for AFI, and I think I've told this story a few times, where I watch movies with Hannah once, and then I'll watch it again by myself, and I'll do notes. And and I'll do like research about the episode while I'm watching it again, just to pick up stuff. And so rewatching it twice in 2 days, I found a greater appreciation for that movie. That was like one movie I thought I wouldn't gain an appreciation for. Another one was It's a Wonderful Life, like one of Hannah's favourite movies. And it wasn't one of my favourite movies. Like, I prefer Frank Capra and Jimmy Stewart's other movie, Mississippi Goes Washington. But rewatching this time, I actually enjoyed it. So they're the couple.
I love that film so much.
Okay. Last one when it comes to AFI. Which AFI film so far on the list, because you've done 90 odd, which film do you think is the most overrated and underrated?
Oh man, it's really hard. There's been so many movies. Like underrated.
Yeah.
Spike Lee,
Oh,
probably.
Do the Right Thing. Yeah.
Right Thing.
Yeah, it is underrated.
It's underrated because it was
So low on
new,
the list.
It's low on the list, so that's where it sits.
Yeah.
But I feel
If you redo it now,
it climbs.
It's top 30.
It climbs so much. Underrated. I feel like
yeah, Do the Right Thing is definitely underrated.
maybe. Yeah, I feel like
That's a good one.
I think the overrated for me is just anything but 2001: Space Odyssey. Anything else that Stanley Kubrick did that's on this list.
That's overrated. Yeah.
Overrated. And then Annie Hall. That shouldn't even be there.
No, that's a great movie.
It's trash.
Yeah, you're wrong
Put
with that one.
anything else there. Put anything else there.
That's
trash.
I would say
Overrated.
the City Lights.
Overrated, underrated?
I think that's overrated. I think
that is pretty high compared
I think
to his other work.
I preferred Gold Rush
I preferred-
and Modern Times.
I preferred Gold Rush so much. It was so
Yeah,
much fun.
I preferred Gold Rush and Modern Times before
I thought
City
he
Lights.
had
Oh, I
better
like City
chemistry.
Lights.
He had chemistry, but I thought he had better chemistry in Gold Rush.
Yeah.
It was trying very hard to get the girl.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Okay. How much do external factors, studio, politics, marketing, stream wars, influence what you choose to put on movie news? Movie news is what we just do notes during the week.
Yeah, we just get given.
And what have tickled our fancy, and what we like yesterday's movie news was Heat 2, because we love Heat. So that's why. And then the John Grisham thing, because we've been talking about making more John Grisham movies. So hearing that, I was like, yep, that's great. That's two big newses. So that's sort of how it's things that we are interested in.
Yeah,
you get sent those on your algorithm anyway, because they're
you might be, anyone could be talking about this kind of thing, having their opinions on it. But yeah, we just talk about the things we're interested in. We don't there are other movie trailers that release and things, but we didn't even talk about them. So it's just we just take what we remember.
Do you ever regret early coverage that you've given out a movie that turns out poorly? No, we sort of answered that before when it came to A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. Don't regret anything.
I don't regret it. Yeah, no, because you felt like that when you watched it, and that happens with a lot of people.
Movies are subjective, and movies are about feel. So, and then some movies, don't age well. And some movies, when you go back and revisit, you go, what were you thinking?
I know. Some movies don't age well, which is what.
I tell you what, a movie is aging really well in my mind after seeing it recently.
What?
Materialist. That movie's good.
It's aging well in your mind?
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I love that movie.
I like that movie.
In light of recent film news, which trend are you most optimistic about for next year? I'll tell you what movie trend I'm optimistic about. More original stuff.
Interesting.
Well, we've had Sinners this year. Right?
Yeah, that was good.
And that was a good... And then, Weapons. We weren't a fan of Weapons.
But it did well.
But it did well. One battle after another.
People talked about it a lot.
Which it hasn't done well, but... Yep. So we've got 3 good examples, all 3 Warner Brothers movies. And I think the other studios are searching for it. I read that spec scripts... So scripts that people have done on spec... So speculation that they get picked up. So original ideas, they're being sold again. It was a market that was really low, and people were just doing IP stuff, but spec strips are up. So that's all goes well, So over the next couple of years, we might be getting some, original ideas.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's cool. So that's what I'm most excited for. You?
Yeah. Well, I don't really like to follow what's going to happen in Hollywood. I don't really, because it's always ever changing, and we never know.
Yeah.
But I do like the recent trend. Like DC are going to, like James Gunn's philosophy is script. You need to have a script done before you make a movie. And I think if we see the next couple of DC projects after this year do really well, compared to Marvel's projects doing not so well next year. I mean, I know there's the big superhero movies and it's going to do well, but their other works haven't. And it'll be interesting to see if there's a difference in how DC to Marvel feels.
Yeah.
Considering James Gunn used to be a Marvel, guy.
Yeah, I think.
And so I'd love to see going into next year and the year after the projects, because Marvel's philosophy is kind of like, we'll just fix it in post.
Yeah.
Especially when you hear about
what's going on with Doomsday.
With Doomsday, which is mainly just a green screen movie.
Yeah.
And all the actors don't really see each other,
and they also don't know what the story is.
They don't even know the story, which I think they're making up as it goes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I mean, it can work out. It's worked out in the past.
Worked out with Infinity War.
It worked out in the past, but if that doesn't work out and DC's movies work out, it'd be a great thing to kind of swap how we perceive like movies going forward, because we can't just make it up. You have to go good script first, and then the rest can come. And I like that idea of like having an actual foundation instead of just making it up. I know there's some great movies that have made it up as they go, Casablanca, but it doesn't mean they all turn out like that.
Can't wait. You can watch that again. 2 questions to go. How many films do you watch ahead of recording, and what's your editing workflow like? Okay, so with What's Next, we try to limit the episodes to max 4 movies, and we try, it's maybe 1 or 2 we sort of like, but depending on what gets released, Yeah,
we try.
If like there's a week where there's like 5 or 6 new releases, we wouldn't do 5 or 6. We spread it out over a couple of weeks, or we just won't. We'll watch the movie and we'll do a watch or miss on it, but we won't do a full review on it. So that's what's next. So normally we film that because we post that Tuesday. Normally film that on Mondays, and then AFI we normally watch it on Sunday nights, or if we get time early in the week we watch it because we've got work and stuff like that, and then we'll watch it on Mondays. And then I'll do a sort of like a basic outline on Tuesday morning. And then I'll fill that outline up in Tuesday. And then Tuesday night we'll record that for Wednesday. And then Wednesday we normally film movie news after we get home from work. Reason being is we've normally seen the preview of the movie that we're previewing on the Wednesday or the Tuesday. So we try and film it as late as we can for the preview. So Tron Ares this week was, and then we get the latest movie news as we possibly can for the week. So that's why we film it. And then Thursday we film the Friday episode, so that is on a rotation. So Mailbag today, Blockbuster next week, Championship Belt Holder, and then the Countdown show, which that is the flow going forward that will be. A couple of people asked in the questions, we didn't get to it in the AFI question, is what are you going to do once the AFI finishes? The AFI is going to finish soon, like there's only 6 episodes to go. But then we'll do our ranking of the AFI top list, and then we'll do bonus episodes of movies that were selected in the original list that didn't get things. So that's a few weeks of that. Then movies that were shortlisted on both lists, and we'll go through like some major ones there. There was Lethal Weapon. There was When Harry Met Sally. Crazy. There's some old school movies as well. It was pretty funny because there's a wide variety, because people who were making those lists were just shooting out the movies they. So we won't we won't go through all the ones that were shortlisted, but we will,
pick out some ones. If we were going to put on our list.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do is, after that, then we'll do a episode dedicated to movies that are going to be on the new list. So there'll be a few weeks there where we'll pick some movies that have been released in the last since 2007 that could be on the new list. And then we'll do an episode dedicated to what we think the AFI Top 100 list is going to be when they do the new list. Because they've done one in 97, 2007. So maybe 2027 they'll do a new list.
Yeah, a new list, yeah.
And so we're going to do like our list. So we've probably got another, I'd say, 20 weeks of content with the 6 weeks episode and then another 14 weeks of things.
Yeah.
So we've got like a halfway. And then AFI, what we're going to do with that is maybe spin off the countdown episode to make that the AFI, and then we'll come up with something else on the rotation. So countdown, we'll do a countdown show every week, or there's another idea that we had where we take two movies that are similar, and then Hannah will take one side and I'll take one side. And then we'll review both, and then we'll fight it out to what movie wins. So it could be, for instance, a Shop Around the Corner. Hannah takes Shop Around the Corner. I take You Got Mail. Both the same movie. Hannah will take one side. I'll take the other. We'll review both movies, and then we'll fight it out which ones. So they're the couple of ideas when it comes to AFI. So there you go. Last question. This is a great question. The questions have been very good today, I might say. So everyone, great work. Great work, listeners and viewers. If you could co-host a show with a guest filmmaker, alive or dead, who would you pick and what would you talk about? All right. What are you going? What are you going?
I'm going to go my boy, Steven Spielberg.
Wow.
My guy.
Huge. Yep.
Yeah.
And what are you going to talk about?
The fact that he should have made Hook into a musical.
Great. Love this.
Or 3 hours.
Yep.
Either one. We would talk majorly about his, he was reluctant to do musicals. He didn't think he had the goal.
Chops.
Eventually he does make West Side Story, which is brilliant.
Great.
And he also produced the Color Purple
musical. Yeah.
And I would love to just full on maybe because he has an eye for it.
Great.
Try again. Try something else.
Yep.
Maybe do make try something because I think he's great and he has it in him. And I think he needs to continue that.
I like it.
I would want to go into Hook very deeply about that movie.
Before I name mine, what would you think mine would be?
What yours would be?
Yeah.
That's so hard. There's so many people. Cruz. No, he's not a filmmaker.
He is. He is a filmmaker.
Would you go, what's his name? JFK. What's his name?
You know me too well.
Yeah.
I would go Oliver Stone.
You want to discuss JFK.
Yeah, I would.
You want to discuss theories. You want to discuss in depth about
the movie.
His take on the movie,
Yeah.
but also the take on JFK as it continues
Yeah.
the story. Even though it broke the man,
Yeah.
you still want to get inside.
I think it's his last great movie. So I would.
You want to get inside.
Hannah, you know me too well. That is exactly what my answer would be. It would be Oliver Stone.
Tom Cruise isn't a filmmaker. I was like, this.
It'd be Oliver Stone, and it'd be talking about JFK. It'd be like probably like a rewatchable podcast and just talk about JFK.
I love the other work, but JFK
theories, all that jazz. Also, it would be if you had any other ideas to make any other JFK movies, what would it be?
Oh, yeah. Like, types of movies? Or just
like maybe the Cuban Missile Crisis or JFK's Last Day. What would that entail? Could he have a crack at that? Or was he more the conspiracy having to make a movie out of that? So, I would do a huge podcast on JFK, and it'd just be a huge Oliver Stone, and it would probably descend into fast when it came into like how many different theories would go out and stuff like that.
Of course.
But yeah, I would just love to just go line by line through Mr. X's speeches and stuff like that. So yeah, you know me too well. You just know me too well. That is, I thought you were going to say Nolan or something like that. If Nolan was, I would try convince Nolan to make Tenet too.
Yeah, I know. If it was Nolan,
it'd be my whole episode
Tenet
would be how we'd make Tenet 2 together.
Tenet 2, and also you name drop John F. Kennedy. Do you want to do a John F. Kennedy movie?
Babes.
You name dropped Oppenheimer in the last one in Tenet. So do you want like?
You name drop JFK in Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
so.
that's what I'm saying. Stop name dropping the boys. Anyway.
Well, that is it for today's episode. Thank you, everyone, for writing in. It was great. Some really great. And people...
I like it.
same people writing in each time, so it's great. And if we missed you, sorry about that. And we'll get back to you next month as well. But yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah.
Hannah, great week on the channel. Next week, another great week.
Yeah.
What's next is Tron Ares, and we're also going to review House of Dynamite. It's a new Netflix movie directed by Catherine Bigelow. It's in limited release in Australian cinemas, and we're going to give a review of it.
Yeah.
Tron Ares,
It's
sure.
Disney trying to bring back Tron again.
Then movie number 6 on the AFI Top 100 list, it's Gone with the Wind. Wow. Huge.
It's big.
Then Wednesday we'll preview a Bruce Springsteen biopic, and we're also going to preview Regretting You. So that'll be a great episode for Hannah. And then it's Blockbuster, where we take each other on in a game of who can outlast the buzzer.
Yeah.
That's my lovely co-host, Hannah. Thank you to everyone for listening, watching, and commenting and liking the videos. We really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Thanks, Hen. Long live cinema. And until we meet again, it's bye for now.